When it comes to sports, I'm more of a combat sports kind of guy. Nowadays, I watch mixed martial arts with the UFC, and in the past, I was fascinated by boxing legends such as Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Jack Dempsey, Jack Johnson, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., and so on. In modern times, I've been studying the musings of Big Papa Pant Sniffer to hone my ass-whooping game.
Match the angle. Get the This. You got to hit what you pull. What that does is when he punches, you are going to pull, já puxou contra a mão, entendeu? And you have his knees, and even if you...
Everyone loves the NBA, NFL, soccer, football stars, and they are revered as gods. But I'm here to sing the praises of the real athletes. The people that put their bodies on the line for your entertainment. I'm talking about extreme ironing. Extreme ironing. Not that I need to explain it, because I'm sure everyone follows it, but extreme ironing is exactly that. Ironing in the most extreme situations possible. But oh, big bald idiot on YouTube talking to me. What kind of extreme situations do you mean? I'm glad you asked, my friends. It can include anything from being strapped to a car whilst ironing, to rock climbing whilst ironing, to ironing whilst underwater. All of which defeat the purpose of ironing and will not allow for creaseless garments. But who gives a fuck? Extreme ironing. The aim is to iron in the most absurd location and positions possible. But ultimately, the will to compete must come from within.
I do love ironing. Every day, I go to my neighbors' houses to do ironing.
The leader and founder of Extreme Ironing is a man who calls himself Steam. Why? Because it's super badass, imposes fear in his competitors, and is known for getting the ladies hot and moist. Steam was kind enough to explain the premise for us.
Extreme ironing is an unusual sport in that it combines the boring element of a household chore with the excitement of an extreme sport. So, whether you like rock climbing or scuba diving or jumping out of aeroplanes, you can combine those activities with ironing to make a unique sport.
Steam. This wasn't lying. For some reason, pretending to iron a shirt while skydiving is a thing that hasn't caught on, and I have no idea why. Neither is ironing underwater. That hasn't caught on either. Probably because you'd either get electrocuted or because you can't iron underwater. Extreme ironing. I thought I was being too harsh, so I started to look at this as an art form. And almost immediately, I still thought the exact same thing. This is for ass clowns with naught else to do with their time and energy. So I approached it with an even more open mind, and tried to forget that this is almost certainly just a bunch of friendless losers gathering together to compete in this because they're too shit to take part in actual sports.
How dare you!
This is just an intolerant and simplistic attitude. Unlike this lady, who, of course I don't want to be judgmental, but something tells me that she probably frequents climate change rallies. Tell me I'm wrong.
And it's combining the mundane with the exciting, and being able to get a nicely pressed shirt at the end of it.
Now I'm going to call bullshit on that. You tell me how any of these are actually ironed correctly. I mean, I'm new to extreme ironing, but with all due respect, I've done my research on ironing. This is not proper form. Our founding hero, Steam, was kind enough to share his superhero origin stories with us. But first, let's acknowledge how the man has the tools of his trade in the background. An iron and a shirt, ready to go, neatly pressed. Extreme ironing. I'm just curious, my friends, what would your extreme iron name be? I'm gonna take a shit all over Marvel and copyright infringement and call myself Iron Man. Or Sensei Ironcock. Either or. Hit me with your best extreme name in the comments. Steam. Now secondly, the title. Extreme Ironer? Fucking badass. Forget motocross. This is the real extreme shit. Extreme ironing. Back in 2002, they held the inaugural, and only, World Extreme Ironing Championships in Munich, Germany. We all know the Germans are wild and freaky, so this kind of absurd shit is not beyond them. I'm baffled as to why there was never a second championship held, but I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm just so passionate about extreme ironing. Extreme ironing. The event was split into 5 categories because... just because. It needs to seem legitimate and not just a stupid pastime for bootlickers. First, we've got the forest section. This is basically just ironing in the weirdest positions possible, elevated in a tree, at whatever height you're comfortable with. This is for the nature-loving extreme ironer.
Out of that circle!
Our contestants move on to the next event while the judges take their time to critique the iron fabric. That's right, you couldn't make this up if you tried. What's hilarious is how this is pulling faces as if she's unsure about the quality of that ironing. She picks her nose a little, which seems on point, before they discuss the score they're about to give this bloke's ironing work.
Right.
I mean, what kind of job do you think you're going to do with that kind of technique, mate? There'd be creases everywhere, Chuckles. You're only fooling yourself. Then our athletes rush off to the second event, the water event, where people iron bath towels in a river. Why?
Extreme ironing.
These people are prepared for anything, including a flood happening mid-ironing. Are you and your family correctly prepared if you need to iron through a raging river? I think not. You irresponsible amateurs. I mean, just look at how tough it is, as this lady is now wishing she could be back in the kitchen cooking and cleaning as she should be, and not prancing around with an ironing board in a river in the middle of f***ing nowhere. Wipe that sweat away. It's a grind, people. It's a grind.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
One of my favourite events has to be the urban, which involves being in or around a broken car. No idea why they chose this specifically, but it's marvellous. This peanut here spends an eternity setting up his platform to iron before falling like a complete piece of shit and injuring himself. This is why it's called extreme ironing, people, not for the faint-hearted.
Extreme ironing.
Now, Section 4 has to be my other favourite, the freestyle section. It allows people to freely express themselves with really creative displays such as this douche jumping over a bench while he continues his ironing.
Extreme ironing.
These circus dropouts applied their talents in whatever way they could because they certainly still need the attention and some money.
Extreme ironing.
This Chad used to be a mechanic, but finally saw the light.
Extreme ironing.
Our bench hopping mate is back at it, this time on a trampoline. The backwards hats, the antics. Something tells me this bloke still thinks he's 14 years old and would be an annoying f***er to be around. The spectators are enthralled by the artistry on display, completely mesmerised by the beauty and creativity of what they're seeing. And the final section is Rocky, which is just a purpose-built climbing wall for this event. I personally find this quite boring.
Plus,
They actually purposely built something for this stupid event.
I am sitting in a room full of fucking idiots. You dumb motherfuckers. You know what you did?
Hold up. What is an ironist? I thought they were extreme ironers. Before he was an extreme ironer, now they're ironists? Which one's right? I need to know which one is right. I don't want to misname these people. If anyone knows in the comments if you're an extreme ironer or ironist yourself, please let me know. Once again, this man sums up the attitude you must have if you are to be a successful extreme ironist.
I do love ironing. Every day, I go to my neighbors' houses to do ironing.
The perspiration lady checks out the fruits of her labour, and yep, it looks shit. She also scored extra points for getting her ass out in a bikini while the fabric she is ironing gets soaked in the river.
Extreme ironing.
You see, these people have yearned for attention their whole lives, and they finally found a way to get it. It doesn't matter if you're dangling upside down or ironing in your jocks. Extreme ironing welcomes every knob. Steam, 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 steam. Ah, look, as much fun as it is to make fun of them, at least what they're doing was harmless. I can confirm that no fabrics, ironing boards or irons were harmed in the competition. The dignity, pride and relationships of some of these people may not have stood up so well, but every extreme sport has its price. You can't be an extreme ironer or ironist or whatever it's called without paying a hefty toll.
His career in
family commitments took over, Chore gave up his hobby. But he is now back in training, with his long-suffering wife Starch running through woods in southern England as they gear up for fresh challenges.
So my friends, what did you think? Could you see yourself becoming an extreme ironist ironer? What would be your preferred discipline? Why isn't there an extreme clothes hanging or dishwashing sport? These are the questions that we need answered. Anyway, legends, until the next video, please iron responsibly and make sure it's plugged in, otherwise it won't work. But most importantly, stay awesome. Peace, legends.
Sunshine bright in the sky.